So let's give a huge welcome to Chris Kubby.
Hi, guys. Thanks, Yusufer. So, like he said, my name is Chris. Actually, my name is Chris Kubernis, but my friends call me Kubby. And like he said, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a digital marketer. I'm very much involved in the startup scene. I'm a venture cup mentor. I work with Sire Capital, which is a large, well, sort of new, sort of medium VC here in Denmark. So I'm very much involved in the startup community. Can I get a temperature in the room? Who here actually is a founder or in a startup now?
Woo!
So a lot of you guys, okay, and you're also doing school at the same time? I like that. Okay, hustle. So my talk today is about something that will kill your startup. And it's not a very popular opinion that I have, but basically I believe that you will kill your startup.
Woo!
Woo. And you guys are probably like, boo! Fuck this guy. Why is he saying this? But I fundamentally believe that you guys are responsible for the life and the death of your company. And I know that might seem a little combative, that might seem a little bit harsh to say, but that's what I believe, and I think you should just deal with it. And the reason I believe this is because I see a pattern among founders, and I see a pattern among new entrepreneurs, and I see a pattern among business people where they believe that outside forces are contributing to their downfall. And while this might be true for some, for the most part, it's up to you guys to determine if you're successful or not. And that's maybe a little bit hard for some of you guys to get into your brain and into your hearts. A lot of people get into startups for the wrong reasons. And I believe that that's also a cause of failure. A lot of people are getting into startups for money. Who here just wants to make a quick buck? Who wants to get on the startup train and make the next billion-dollar company?
Admit it.
Admit it.
Submit.
Yeah, some of you guys. And that's cool. Like, I honestly don't care either way. I think there's lots of opportunity there. I mean, lots of people, whatever motivates you, whatever gets you up to get out of bed and work on your startup and to drive that and to grow that. If you're interested in money alone, I don't think you'll be as successful as your competitors or as somebody else. But I believe that just having that motivation, just having that thing that you're going after is super important. Now, you might have an altruistic sort of goal. You might have, maybe you want to change the world. Maybe you want to build something for your kids. Maybe you want to build something much bigger than yourself. Maybe you want to hire 1 million employees and really do good out there in the world and hire a lot of people. And some of you have just watched too many episodes of Silicon Valley. This guy fucks. And does anybody get that joke? Maybe you guys aren't watching Silicon Valley. Some people are. So, I just love this. So the truth is like, this is the golden age of entrepreneurship. This is the best time ever to be in a startup. It's crazy how good it is to be in a startup. Money is getting thrown at a lot of different companies. We're living in one of the cheapest money eras of all time. Interest rates are ridiculously low. Business loans are pretty easy to get. Anybody with a half-ass of an idea can get money. These girls here have built billion-dollar empire off of sex tapes and their asses, which I'm not hating on at all. I think that's incredible. That's the reality that we live in today. And I commend it in some ways because I think they've just done such a great job. And so we're living in this golden age of opportunity, and I really think that a lot of you here might be lazy. A lot of founders that I run into, a lot of people that have started companies, I'm shocked at how they do not see this golden opportunity. They don't see that they have all these amazing things at their disposal. This cheap money, this easy money, this anybody with a half-ass idea can go out there and build their dreams And I'm not hating on that. I think that's great. I think if you've got the right reasons, the right team, the right energy, the right hustle, the right everything, then far be it from me to say that's a bad thing. I want you guys to succeed massively. But a lot of you are into this. And I'm not hating on the Danish. I love Denmark. I've been here 9 years. I mean, I really, honestly love this. But some of you guys are chilling out. Some of you guys are chilling out on the weekends, at night. You know, having a good time with your friends, having some Red Bull and vodka. And the truth is that that's not going to create success. Having hygge is not going to create success because building a company is fucking hard. It's fucking hard. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. And I worry about you guys because I think we should go with the no hygge zone when it comes to startups. I think that you should forget hygge for 5 to 10 years. And then you'll be in the zone because I just don't think you guys are tough enough. I don't think you're tough enough for this. I don't think you're tough enough to take on a bigger competitor. Because this shit happens. The first time you get your neck stepped on by a competitor, that shit hurts. It affects you deeply. And I want you guys to have that strength. I want to see this next generation, this golden opportunity, these entrepreneurs that are coming up. I want you guys to have that resolve, that persistence, to do what it takes to actually get it done. I'm in a startup. I'm just like you guys. I'm not doing school, but I got a family. I work till 1 a.m. almost every fucking day. And I'm not trying to show off and be like, oh, look at me, I'm so cool. No, I'm just trying to give you guys some perspective and some reality on what it takes to actually build something. So I'm up till 1 a.m. I go home and I sleep for 5 hours. I get up at 6 a.m. And I do it all over again. And I don't see you guys doing this. You got to be willing. If you're not at this point in your startup, you're not moving fast enough. You're not going for the gold. You're not trying to grow something incredible. Anybody who's built any successful company has felt like this at one point. Like, fuck this, man. This is hard. I just want to jump out the goddamn window. And you guys have an immense amount of power. You guys can connect with anybody in the world. How many of you have connected with venture capital firms? What the fuck are you doing? How many of you have connected with other mentors? Almost none of you guys. How many of you are playing chess versus checkers? You guys got to start thinking about how are we going to succeed with our startup? It's going to take capital. It's going to take network. It's going to take people. It's going to take business prowess. But you guys are sitting in hygge zone, having a good time when you're missing the golden age of opportunity here, the golden age of entrepreneurship. It's not going to be this good in 5 years. You have the ability to use social media now to connect, like I said, with anybody in the world, to build an audience early for what you're building for your startup. You could basically tweet at anybody. You could Facebook anybody. You could LinkedIn anybody. You could Snapchat anybody. We have an open world now. But you guys are not taking that chance. You're not getting into that zone. And most of you guys don't have kids yet. So you have plenty of time at your disposal. I mean, obviously I agree, like school takes a lot of time, and you gotta get up at 7 a.m. to get here for your 8:30 class. I know I sound like I'm like really pissing you guys off here, but honestly, I love founders and I love entrepreneurs and I love you guys for even going at it because it's a risk and you're walking into a world of pain, basically. But it's good pain. It's the best kind of pain that you can get because it's pain that you can control. It's pain that you have an opportunity in. It's pain that you can actually grow from. Most of you guys are also stuck here in Denmark in some way. You're deciding to stay here when there's a lot of opportunity in the US. I'm from Canada, so I don't really care either way. And this guy's a buffoon, but complete buffoon. So next, I want them to start building walls against Denmark, actually. I want that. That's the next. We have to stop these Danish entrepreneurs from coming in here and taking all of our startup money. Because I see a lot of entrepreneurs also get stuck in the Danish zone, which is, the truth is that there's less access to capital here. There's still great amounts of capital here, but there's less access to capital here than in the States or in other places. Israel is incredible right now, the amount of capital that's available there. Finding your customers in places like the US is quite nice. Experiencing that. I don't know if any of you are building a tech product. Who's building a tech product or is in the tech zone? Finding technical talent in Denmark is a fucking nightmare. It is ridiculously bad right now. Does anybody know that? I know that because I've tried it. Finding decent developers, programmers, CTOs is incredibly hard in Denmark right now. They're either in their own startup or there's just not enough. You have to go to the Ukraine, to Czechoslovakia, to wherever to get these guys, to get these girls. And it's not working. So I'm suggesting to a lot of startups that I advise to get out of Dodge. Go somewhere where the talent is. If you want to build a big company, I mean, Sweden's actually quite good. A couple of big, giant, Spotify, SoundCloud, Skype. At least Sweden's had a few big, huge companies come out of it the last little while. Denmark is still struggling in this area. So if you're building a tech company, I say you cannot be scared, and that's what I see with a lot of founders, is that they're too scared to go outside of their own borders. Do you know that Danish people tend to actually, when they don't work abroad, well, they might work abroad for a couple of years, and then they come back? And I get it. I love Denmark. Denmark's fantastic. I would always want to be here. I wouldn't want to be in the States either. It's a nightmare over there. But that's where the tech talent is, and that's where the money is. Are you willing to make that sacrifice? Are you willing to say, we're going to ditch the Danish lifestyle, which is incredible, and go stick it out there for 10 years, 15 years? I don't think you're willing to do that. And that's a fundamental issue, because that's what it's going to take. So the next slide here is blank because I want to get real serious if it hasn't gotten serious before. Who here wants to succeed with their startup? Woo! Okay, keep hands up, keep hands up. I want you guys to look around. Now, if you know these people, you're in classes with them, I'm hoping that you guys can motivate each other. I'm hoping that you guys can have each other's backs. I know it's a competitive marketplace out there. I know that some of you guys are building competing stuff. You think you're competing for money. You are in some senses. But what I want to see is a much bigger community and a much better community in the startup scene in Denmark, where people are actively trying to help other founders and making sure that they understand that this is a world of pain they're getting into. But it's okay. At the end of this road is greatness. At the end of this road is success. Even if it's a total failure, it's a success because you've grown and you've gotten better. Ernest Hemingway once said, the first draft of anything is shit. That's the same with every startup. Every business I've started, the first draft was shit. So it's gonna suck. But you have to be in it for the suck. You have to relish in the suck. You have to say, this is okay. I can take this pain. I can work till 1 a.m. I can get up at 6 a.m. because that's what it takes to put your dreams together. If not, then you don't want it bad enough. And a competitor is going to step on your neck. And that's going to hurt worse than going full at it. When you realize that, you know what, I didn't really want it that much. I wasted 3 years of my life and didn't actually put in the work that it's going to take. That'll hurt way worse. So I'm going to end with this slide. I hope you guys get to work.
Woo!
That's it from me. Thank you so much.